Today you see the exercise number 4. You see this problem based on income from salary. Mr. Prakash is an employee. Mr. Prakash is the employee in of HUL Hubli. I don't know the HUL. What is that HUL? It is a private company. HUL Bangalore. He is working in Bangalore, not HAL. HAL is a national, a central government company. It is not HAL. It is HUL. Gives the following information for the previous year 1920. His basic salary is 25,000 per month. Basic salary is 25,000 per month. So you have to multiply by number of months served in a year. If whole year, you take 12. Then dearness allowance is 12,500. 12,500 is the DA enter into retirement benefit. Means this 12,500 is to be added in salary for calculation of future benefits. Okay, house rent allowance is 8,000 per month. You have to calculate exempted and taxable. Okay, exempted and taxable. Then bonus, 1 month salary. Bonus is 1 month salary, that is 25,000. Per month salary is 25,000. Bonus is 25,000. Medical allowance is 2,000 per month. You would multiply by number of months. Then company provided him big car. Big car means a car which is having more than 1.6 liter cubic capacity. Okay, that is 1.8 liter cubic capacity for both office as well as private purpose. Use of car is office as well as private purpose. All the expenses of the car, including driver's salary, are met by the company, means paid by employer. Paid by employer. Therefore, for big car, maintenance charges is 2,400 per month and driver's salary is 900 per month. You have to take. Then his contribution is 17% of salary. 17% of salary to the RPF, Recognized Provident Fund, and the company contributes an equal amount. Equal amount means that also contributes 17% of salary. So employee's contribution is not considered. We consider only the employer contribution. So employer also contributes 17%. Out of 17%, 12% is exempted from tax and only 5% is taxable. 5% is taxable. The next is interest on accumulated balance of RPF credited credited 12% per annum. 12% per annum. You take as 12% per annum. And amount is 10,000. Amount is 10,000. Okay, so 12% per annum is the interest. And as per income tax rules, 9.5% is exempted. And remaining 2.5% is taxable. So you calculate only taxable part. He retired on 1/2/2020. This is the point you remember. He retired on 1/2/2020 means February 1st he retired. Okay. So the above information, whatever given in the month, that is to be taken up to February. So he served up to 31st January. Okay, 31st January, you have to count from the 1st April. From 1st April to January 31st, there are 10 months. Last 2 months he has not served. Last 2 months means February and March. He is not in the service. Therefore, only 10 months service is there. So for all the above information, you have to take 10 months. 10 months service you have to take. Then after serving 34 years and 8 months, his service is 34 years and 8 months. He received 5 lakh rupee gratuity. Okay, gratuity received 5 lakh. He is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. Okay, then you have to calculate Out of 5 lakh rupee, what is the taxable and what is the exempted? Okay, you have to take the taxable to the calculation. I'll calculate it. Okay. There are 3 points for exemption. Actual HRA received, actual gratuity received. Second point is 20 lakh rupee maximum. Third point is 15 days salary based on last month's salary. Okay, 15 days salary for every completed year of service or round year of service. Then next is employer engage sweeper, gardener, watchman for Prakash and paid 300 per month each. Okay, these are the domestic servants. Sweeper is there, gardener is there, watchman is there. 3%. Domestic servants you take. Then rent paid by Mr. Prakash rupees 10,000 per month for his residence. 10,000 per month for residence. This is for calculation of HRA. You take this amount for calculating the taxable and exempted HRA, house rent allowance. Life insurance premium 8,000 on the policy of Prakash paid by employer. It is the perquisite. It is the emolument. So it is the taxable. And education allowance for 3 children at rupees 400 per month per child. You see here, 3 children are there, 400 per month education allowance he has given. Okay, out of this, exempted is 100 rupee per child per month. For maximum 2 children is exempted. So you calculate the total, then deduct the exempted. Okay, then compute the income from salary. Compute the income from salary. Okay, now you see the problem. Computation of income from salary of Mr. Prakash. You take one by one. Exercise number 4. Okay. First point is salary. 25,000 per month. You multiply by 10, not by 12, because he retired on 1st February. Therefore, his service is only for 10 months. And February and March, you have to take the pension. If there is a pension per month is there, you take salary of 10 months and pension for the 2 months. Okay. Monthly pension needs to be taken in the income from salary. Remember this point. So it is 2,50,000. Second point is DA. DNS allowance 12,500 per month. For 10 months, it is 1,25,000. Second point. And third point is house rent allowance. House rent allowance 8,000 per month. For 10 months, it is 80,000. Then you have to calculate the exempted HRA. Less exempted under section 10 subsection 13A. First point is actual HRA. Actual allowance received 80,000. Okay. Second point is rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid is 10,000 per month. Means total 1 lakh. Last point is given. 10,000 per month rent paid. Total rent paid is 1 lakh rupee. 10,000 into 10. 10% of salary. 10% of salary means salary is 2,50,000 plus 1,25,000. Salary plus DA. This DA is eligible for retirement benefit. Therefore, you have to add these two. 3,75,000, 10%. 10% of 3,75,000. Okay. So its answer is 62,500. Then third point is 40% of salary because he is living in Bangalore. Okay, 40% of salary. Salary is 3,75,000. 40% of 3,75,000 you take, that is 3 lakh rupee. Just a minute, I'll see. It is not 3 lakh.
1,50,000.
Yes, what is the answer? 40% of 3,75,000.
1,50,000.
1,50,000 is 1,50,000. 1,50,000, right? Thank you. Okay. 40% of salary means 3,75,000. 3,75,000 means salary plus DA. On this, you calculate 40%. This is 1,50,000. Okay, 1,50,000. Least of the three is exempt. Least of the three is 62,500. You deduct 62,500 is in the inner column. Whichever is less is exempt. So less is 62,500. You deduct 62,500. Remaining balance is 17,500. 17,500 is the taxable HRA. You calculate in this way. After house rent allowance, next point is bonus 1 month salary. You write the bonus 1 month salary. Per month salary is 25,000. So you take directly 25,000. 25,000 directly. The next point is medical allowance. Medical allowance 2,000 per month. 2,000 per month for 10 months it is 20,000. And next is company allowed a car, big car. For big car, expenses borne by employer. Therefore, running charges or maintenance charges 2,400 per month for 10 months only. For 10 months, you take 24,000. Then driver salary 900 into 10, 9,000. So total motor car valuation is 33,000. 33,000 is a valuation of motor car. Then come to the next point, contribution to RPF, recognized provident fund, employer contribution to recognized provident fund. Employees not considered. Remember this point. 17% of the salary. Salary means salary plus DA. DA is eligible. Therefore, you have to take this amount. 3,75,000 is the salary. You make 17% of 3,75,000 and deduct 12%. This is the first method. But I will not go for lengthy process. I directly take the salary and take the taxable percentage. You see here, 17% is the contribution made. Out of 17%, 12% is exempted, deducted. 17 minus 12, 5%. So 5% of this, 5% of 3,75,000 salary amount is 18,750. In this way, directly you calculate, no problem. Otherwise, you calculate 17% on 3,75,000 and take in the inner column. Then you take 12%, less exempted 12% of salary in the inner column and deduct, you will get 18,750. This is the point. Clear? Then next is interest on RPF. Interest on RPF. 10,000 is the interest, 12% is the rate of interest. So out of 12%, 9.5% is exempted. 9.5% is exempted. Therefore, taxable is 2.5%. Taxable is 2.5%. 10,000 into 2.5 divided by 12. I given the equation in the chart. You go through the chart. So amount is 2,083. 2,083. Interest on RPF. Interest on RPF. The next point is RPF. Then next is he retired and gratuity received. So you take the gratuity received. Gratuity received is 5 lakh rupee. In the 5 lakh rupee, less exempted under section 10, subsection 10. He is covered under the Gratuity Act 1972. He is covered under Gratuity Act 1972. Therefore, first point is actually gratuity received 5 lakh. Second point is maximum limit 20 lakh. Third point is 15 days salary. 15 days salary for employee covered under Gratuity Act, half month salary for not covered under the Gratuity Act 1972. So he is covered under the Gratuity Act 1972. You take 15 days salary for each completed year of service. 15 days salary for each completed year of service. This is to be calculated on the basis of 26 days. So 15 divided by 26 into 37,500. 37,500 means salary plus DA. This is salary plus DA into 35 years. It is the round years. 34 years, 8 months means nearly 35 years. Okay. And its answer is 7,57,212. Okay. Least of the three is exempted. Least of the three is 5 lakh rupee. You take that amount to the inner column. 5 lakh rupee. 5 lakh rupee is the gratuity received. Exempted is 5 lakh. Therefore, taxable is 0. Taxable is 0. This is the gratuity received. Then next point is domestic servant. 3 are there. You take the domestic servants. First is gardener. 300 at the rate of 10. 300 for 10 months. Then sweeper 300 per month. 3,000. Another is watchman. I forget to write as watchman. You take as watchman. It is not again sweeper. I copied it. By copying and pasting, I forget to change. So you take this as a watchman. 300 into 10, 3,000. So total domestic servant amount is 9,000. 9,000 is the domestic servants value. Then next is rent paid. It is already taken for calculation of HRA. Life insurance premium paid by the employer. Remember this point. Employer paid the life insurance premium. It is the benefit. If employee himself paid the life insurance premium, that is not related with income. So this is 8,000. Next is education allowance. Education allowance 400 into 10 into 3. 400 per month for 10 months for 3 children. Amount is 12,000. 12,000 is the amount. Less exempted. Exempted is only 100 per month for only 2 children. So 100 into 10 into 2 is the exempted limit. So 2,000 is exempted. You deduct it. Problem is completed. You take the amount in the outer column. Now you take the outer column total from first page and second page. From the previous slide and this slide, you take the total. This total is called as gross salary. This is gross salary. Gross salary. In the gross salary, less deduction under section 16. In the section 16, there are 3. One is standard deduction, maximum 50,000. Second is entertainment allowance for government employee. Third is tax on employment. Out of these 3, only one is there. That is the standard deduction under section 16. 50,000 is the only amount. Okay, only one deduction is there. Standard deduction. This will not be given in the problem. They will not give you the standard deduction. You have to allow this deduction as per the provisions of the Income Tax Act. 50,000 you deduct. Then remaining is 4,68,333. This 4,68,333 is the income from salary. Income from salary. Okay, this is the income from salary. You put a line and write the answer. This is income from salary. Clear? In this way, you have to solve the problem. Okay. Now I'll take the next example. Example number 7. Who drawn this drawing? Yes. What is your problem? It is recorded, no problem. Your name is recorded, no problem. Knowingly or unknowingly drawn this design, I don't know. ಯಾರು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದೈತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗೈತಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? ಆಯ್ತು, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ರಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. Okay, you see this problem. Mrs. Triveni Gupta working in Tata Limited. Mrs. Triveni Gupta is working in Tata company. It is a private company. Basic salary is 10,000 per month. You multiply by 12, you will get the salary, basic salary. DNS allowance is 8,000 per month. Multiply by 12, DNS allowance taxable. Then 50% of this means 4,000. 4,000 per month you have to take for further calculations. Project allowance is taxable. City compensated allowance is taxable. Bonus is taxable. Entertainment allowance is taxable. You multiply by 12 if they are monthly. Okay. Children education allowance 200 per month is there for 2 children. You take in the inner column and deduct the exempted amount. Then she has provided with rent-free accommodation in Bangalore. Rent-free accommodation in Bangalore is there, and company employer pays rent of rupees 8,000. In this case, you have to follow the non-government employee rental building. Non-government employee rental building, 15% of salary or actual rent paid, whichever is less. Whichever is less is you have to take, and for that you have to add 10% of cost of furniture. This is the point. Then company has provided telephone in her residence, incurred expenditure of 10,000. Telephone is exempted perquisite. Telephone is an exempted perquisite, you leave it. Then she allowed to use a big car for office as well as private purpose, including drivers. Therefore, 2,400 per month for running charges, 900 for driver salary. Then contribution to RPF towards recognized provident fund, 15%. Out of this 15%, 12% is exempt, 3% is taxable. Then interest on RPF is 12%. Out of this 12%, 9.5% is exempt, 2.5% taxable. Insurance premium on her life. Insurance premium is taxable. paid by employer. She also provided with sweeper salary 500 per month, watchman 400. Sorry. Okay. Then sweeper is there, watchman is there. You take at the rate of given in the problem as domestic servant. Then paid professional tax. It comes under the deduction under section 16. Okay. This is the direct question. You take one by one. Don't forget to change the name. What is the name of that assessee? Mrs. Triveni. Okay, computation of salary income from salary of Mrs. Triveni for the assessment year 2020-21. Okay. You see this example. First is basic salary. Basic salary 10,000 into 12, 1,20,000. Second point, DNS allowance 8,000 into 12, 96,000. Third point, project allowance 1,000 per month. Project allowance 1,000 into 12, 12,000. Next, CCA. CCA, it is simply called as CCA. City compensated allowance 500 into 12, 6,000. Then bonus. Bonus is per annum. Don't blindly multiply it. Bonus is 20,000 per annum. Next, entertainment allowance 1,000 into 12 per month, 1,000 for the year 12,000. Okay. Then next is education allowance. Education allowance 200 per month for 2 children. For 12 months it is 4,800. Less exempted is 100 per month per child for 2 children maximum. So it is 2,400. 2,400 is exempt. Remaining 2,400 is taxable. Then she is provided with rent-free accommodation. You see the calculation of rent-free accommodation, valuation of rent-free accommodation. She is a private company. She is a non-government employee first, and second is employee rented building. So if the building is rented, 15% of salary or actual rent paid, whichever is less, you have to take. So first you take the 15% of salary. 15% of salary, you have to take all these items. 1,20,000 is the salary. 48,000 is the DA. DA, eligible DA you have to take. This 1,20,000 salary, 48,000 is the DA, eligible DA, not 96,000. Out of 96,000, 50% is eligible. Therefore, you take half. Then third is project allowance. Next is CCA. And next is bonus. Next amount is bonus. Then 12,000 is the entertainment allowance. 2,400 is the education allowance taxable. Okay, taxable portion you have to take. These are the items taken for calculating 15% of salary. 15% of salary is 33,060. Okay, 33,060 is the 15%. This or you have to take actual rent paid. Actual rent paid is 8,000 per month. 8,000 into 12 is 96,000. 96,000. Therefore, out of these two, whichever is less is the value of perquisite. So 33,060 is the value of perquisite. For this, you have to add, if furniture is provided, 10% of cost of furniture. So furniture is not provided by the employer. Only the building is there. Okay, only building is there. Therefore, you take 33,000. Whichever is less is 33,060 rupees. Goes to outer column. Then next point is, after this, company has provided telephone. Telephone is exempted. The next is contribution to our, a motor car valuation. Valuation of motor car. Big car is there. Therefore, running charge is 2,400 into 12, 28,800. Driver salary 900 per month, 10,800. Total it is 39,600. 39,600. Car valuation. After the car valuation, next is 15% of salary, RPF. Employer contribution to RPF. So, employer contribution to RPF. 15% of salary, 12% is exempted. So amount is, your amount is 3% is taxable. You take the 3%. So 3% of this is 5,040. I'll go to next slide. Then interest on RPF is 12,000. Out of 12,000, taxable rate is 2.5. 12 is the total rate. Deduct 2.9.5. Take in the numerator. So interest is 2,500 taxable. After the interest, next point is life insurance premium paid by the employer, 10,000 is taxable. Then take the domestic servant, sweeper, 500 per month. Then watchman. Watchman 4,800, total is 10,800. Okay, the problem completed, you take the total. Total is 3,69,400. This is called as gross salary. In the gross salary, you deduct section 16. First is standard deduction of section 16, subsection 1, 50,000. Second is professional tax, 300 per month, 3,600. Total 53,600 is deduct. Then balance is called as income from salary. This is called as income from salary. Okay.
Sir, explain.
Yes.
Explain once again. Rent-free accommodation.
Huh?
Rent-free accommodation. Once again explain.
Rent-free accommodation.
Yes, sir.
This is the rent-free accommodation. He is private company. He is in the private company, non-government employee, and building is taken by the employer rental base because rent is given in the problem. Therefore, rental building not owned by the employer. Therefore, 15% of salary you have to calculate. 15% of salary means you have to take all the amount received in cash by the employee. Taxable amounts. Taxable amounts are the salary first, second DA 50%. Eligible amount is 50%. Then third, project allowance, fourth CCA, fifth bonus, sixth entertainment allowance, and seventh is this education allowance. These points you have to take the total. 15% of these total, 15% of the total of this is called as 33,060. 33,060. This is the first point.